right, so today we're going to plant this tree, and this happens to be a Winter King hawthorn. Winter King gets a nice little white flower on it, and it gets a beautiful red berry on it in the wintertime. A really nice tree for the front yard. This tree is what we call balled and burlapped. Meaning this is the root ball, and this is the burlap that keeps the dirt intact with the roots, and it also has a wire basket on it. When we dig our hole, we're going to try to dig it twice as wide as the root ball. Our root ball is about 28 inches. And we're going to dig it just a little shallower. We want the tree to be a little proud. So the tree is where we want a depth of about 18 inches. And then again, the root ball is about 28 inches across. All right, okay, so here's our tape measure. This will be the center of our hole right here, okay? And I've marked out about 56 inches there. So we want to, our hole needs to be about this big. Again, the reason why we want to dig a nice wide hole is we want the roots of the tree to be encouraged to grow out into some nice, soft, loose soil. And that's why we dig a hole this big. So we're finally done. A couple hours later, we've got our hole. I think we're going to have to dig a little deeper, but we're going to check to see. So we have the measuring tape. Measure the width of the hole, and we're just about there. We're at 54 inches. We'll dig a little wider. But for the depth, I think we got to go down a little deeper. What we'll do is we'll just put our shovel across the hole to get it kind of level with the top. And we're marking about 14 or 15 inches. So we still got about 3 inches to go. So we'll finish that up and we'll be right back. The next part, now that we've got the hole dug, is what are we going to put in the hole with the tree to get it off to a good start. And these 3 bags here, the 3 big bags, are what we call soil amendments. Soil amendments are not fertilizer. This is fertilizer. We're going to put that in too, but that's going to be the last step. Soil amendments are usually a mixture of bark, mulch, peat moss, maybe some manure, some type of compost. And what they are is they'll help to aerate and loosen the existing soil that's there. Soils in New Jersey here are typically clay. They don't allow for a lot of breathing for the tree roots. And we'll mix this in, a combination of these guys in with the existing soil to have the tree roots get a good head start on growing. I just want to make mention of one thing. We talked about the soil amendments. What we don't want to use is just this very generic topsoil. This stuff it's good for a lawn, filling in holes in the lawn, but it's probably a little too heavy when we're planting a tree. You know, I've talked about the little roots on the tree, the new little roots on a tree. You know, we really want to give them a good chance to get going. And this very generic topsoil is probably a little too heavy for what we want to do. All right, so I got my friend here, Miguel, and he's going to help me roll this tree into the hole. I could probably do it myself, but I don't mind the help. So all you do is you lean the tree over, okay? And then we're just going to roll it right into the hole. And as Miguel rolls, I'm going to bring the head of the tree around. And that gives it a little direction. And in we go. And now the important part, as Miguel was showing you, we're going to get it nice and straight. How's it look, buddy? It looks all right? Okay. So now we're going to start our backfilling process. And then I'm going to get the soil amendments we talked about. So you probably noticed that when Miguel and I were rolling the tree into the hole, that we left the burlap on, we left this string tied around it, and the wire basket is also still attached. That's the way we want to put a tree in the ground. If we took this off, the root ball would have a really good chance of breaking, and if the root ball breaks, you kind of might as well just throw the tree away. A lot of the roots would fall off of it, and the tree just would have a very slim chance of living. We highly, highly suggest that you leave the burlap and the wire cage on. When we're done planting, we'll cut these strings and probably peel back the burlap a little bit. But over the course of a year, you'll find that this burlap rots. Over the course of a longer period of time, the wire cage will rust, and neither of these will inhibit any root growth. So here's our bumper crop and our Fafford Complete planting mix. You see how nice and dark it is. This has a lot of nice loose bark in it. the bumper crop. It's got a lot of compost in it, peat moss, all good stuff for getting this tree off to a good start. So now we backfill. All right, so we're just about done. You can see Miguel's got this at a great level. The tree's a little proud. Again, we'd rather have the tree a little higher than a little deeper. We're just going to cut the cords here that go around the root ball. And we're ready to mulch. Mulch does a couple things. It helps to keep moisture around the tree, and it also helps to keep the mowers and the weed whackers from getting up against the trunk of the tree and damaging it. Do not over mulch. 2 or 3 inches is more than enough. More than that, and you're not doing the tree any favors. See how we do with that amount there. Beautiful. That's really all you need. If you put down too much mulch, the mulch can kind of knit together, and when it knits together like that, the moisture, the rain actually runs off of it as opposed to getting absorbed into it. The last thing we'll do is water. What we'll do is we're not going to use a watering can, we're going to use a hose. And we're going to bring a hose out here, and we're going to put it at the base of the tree, and we're going to let it run for about 15 minutes. And we would recommend you do that at least 2 or 3 times a week for the first several weeks, the tree's in the ground, and then periodically after that. Hope this was helpful in learning how to plant the tree the proper way. If you have any questions, come in or give us a call.